Hi there. I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby. I'm just lighting some Palo Santo here. Going to see if anybody clicks in. This was an unannounced live. I just decided that I was going to do it live. This is how I do most of my lives. I just decided I was going to do it. And it is of Mother's Day here in the States. So welcome back to the channel, all of my returning subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you smash that button right now. Like and share. And welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so like I said, this was a last minute decision. I just wanted to pop on because I did get the full moon readings for the month of May 2025. Did get those out, and so make sure that you go back and check those out. We are approaching the full moon, which is on the 12th. It's May 12th at 9:56 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, at least where I'm at. And it's on a Monday, and it's the Scorpio full moon. It's also called the flower full moon for this time of year because it's when all the flowers are beginning to bloom in the springtime. And so this is also the time, of the year for Mother's Day. So I titled this reading The Mother of All Readings. And it's really incredible because I did a couple Mother's Day readings. And by the way, I've got Mother's Day readings on a Mother's Day special that's running all the way through the end of May. And if you purchase a reading or any reading or multiple readings over $100, then you get a free 30-minute reading for yourself or another person or whatever. So cool deal going on to the end. And if you need any additional information or want a book, all of that information is in the description below this video. So this is the Mother of All Readings for Mother's Day. And the song that I had on pre-shuffle for you, hi, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Piotr, but hello, welcome to the channel. So the song that I had on pre-shuffle when I was getting the cards together is called Pronoia. And of course it's not showing me the, okay, well, it's not showing me so it's the opposite of paranoia. And some of the lyrics, I wish it wouldn't have done this because the lyrics were amazing. And of course I didn't write them down. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Pronoia. And the artist is Carly Jane. Here we go. I'm sorry, Carly Pearl. Pronoia. What if the whole reason that we're here is so that we can dive into our fears? What if all the demons in our lives only want to open up our minds? You ever heard the word pronoia? It's the opposite of paranoia. The belief that the world conspires in your favor. Honey, it's a game changer. It's a cherry lifesaver. Excuse me. So sweet lately, I've been getting high to a new beat. When I tell myself it's meant to be losing him, but I'm finding me, and it's bittersweet. What if I lost my job to write this track? And lost the grip to help my craft. And all the rejection was for my own protection. You ever heard the word pronoia? So what's incredible about this song is I've been doing some readings for Mother's Day. And I'm not even kidding you. That was a big part of many of the readings, different people. And it's not so much about being paranoid, right? But it's about being in the right mindset for energy to manifest in your favor. So it's like, people are realizing, and many of us are coming to a point of clarity where we are no longer wanting to repeat toxic cycles or just cycles that we seem to not be able to get out of. And excuse me. And we're realizing that, in order to get out of those cycles, you have to do something different. That they say that the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So in order to get a different result, you have to do something differently. That also includes making sure that your energy, your vibrational frequency is not in the state of, being freaked out, being in unalignment. You want to be grounded. You want to be clear-minded and ready to take on, anything. Many of us, for this full moon, the Scorpio full moon is going to be crazy for anybody who has Scorpio placements. And I say crazy in a good way. It's very cleansing. We're going to be walking away, completely cutting off, shutting off anything that is no longer for us. And it's the time that you make decisions. As a super Scorpio myself, for all of my returning subscribers, you guys know that I have Sun, Moon, Rising, Uranus, Juno, and Vesta, all in Scorpio. Very strong. And when Scorpios make a decision, 9 times out of 10, we don't change our mind. We are very loving, very, forgiving people, but we're also very stubborn. And so when we make a decision, it's usually set in stone. Underneath the deck, we've got number 44, Supermoon. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So we do have this full moon in Scorpio. And, I was just saying I'm super Scorpio, and then we have super moon. So 44 is a divine, I don't want to say twin flame, but it's a divine number for sure. 4s are all about stability, foundation. It's also a number of celebration. And as I say this, 11:44 is on the clock. And I was about to say, the number 4, it's like 11:11. Some readers read it as the soulmate twin flame energy. It is about marriage. But 4 + 4 = 8. And 8 is about, mastery. It's about leaving one thing in order to move to something new, bigger horizons. As I say that, there's a picture of somebody like walking over a hill right behind the camera. So I feel like this is the energy that you're in. You're attracting something bigger, something greater. You're just magnetically, moving towards something else. So top of the deck, we have faith, number 31. So 3 + 1 = what? 4. 4s could be significant. You could be seeing 444 at different places all around. So this talks about the worm moon, and the worm moon, I want to say, might be the next upcoming moon, to be honest with you. Do I have my moons? Let me see if I have my moons written down. But it's all about faith. It's about keeping the faith, having faith. And just like we were talking about, it's like, keeping that energetic vibrational frequency high. So the worm moon is, it was the one back in March. Wow. In March, it was a super moon. So underneath the deck, there was a super moon in March during the worm moon. Something significant for some of you could have happened in March, or it doesn't matter, beginning, middle, end. And it was where you were being asked and required to keep the faith, but also now you're being asked to keep that same faith, to move forward, because you're being attracted to something that's greater, big time, much bigger. And Spirit is saying, you need to keep the faith in order to move forward and also keep your vibrational frequency high. It's not like past old cycles. I feel like for many of us, especially, okay, this is like, Mother's Day reading, right? And mothers know better than probably anyone. Hey, buddy. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over, right? But you got to keep trying. You got to keep moving forward. Got to figure out a way, right? And you have to keep on keeping on. It's like, staying positive when it's really hard. And that's what we teach our kids all the time, keep your attitude up, turn the other cheek, just, keep your chin up, those types of things that motivate children. But we forget to motivate ourselves many of those times too, because we take on that energy, we take on that pain, we take on that, we go into mama bear mode, right? And we make our kids feel better, but then we don't realize how much of that energy that we're taking on ourselves. Okay. What do we have for our general collective higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good? So motive B, Mother's Day reading 2025. And this reading, it's timeless tarot. This is for anybody. We all have a mama, whether, whatever the relationships are. But but we can get messages, and any parts of the messages that you resonate with tonight are meant for you. Doesn't matter, if you're a mom, if you're not a mom. Okay, so underneath the deck, the energy that we're going into, this is the Two of Cups. So we're talking about a relationship, okay? This can be a romantic relationship, but it can also mean a platonic relationship. It can be, between family members, friends, business. This could be something like an actual business partnership for some of you, something that you will end up loving. Now, this also has the energy of water energies, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. So you could be dealing with one. You could have this somewhere strong in your chart. So I'm going to be doing the reading a little bit differently than I've done in the past. I've been experimenting with this, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to be pulling 3 cards for the past and or present energy, what you need to know, and what's going to be coming in the future. So what do we have for our general collective for the Mother's Day reading? Please, 3 cards. This is the Tarot of a Moon Garden, because we have the full moon coming up. Ooh. Wow. Okay, so I'll take those 2 as one. Wow. I'm just going to take it that way. Okay. And then what do they need to know? What do they need to know? Okay, that fell on its side. 2 more, please. They all fell on their side. So when that happens, it could go in either direction. I'm going to read it upright, but it could go in either direction. Ooh. Got the devil showing. What? We also could be dealing with the Capricorn, so don't worry about that. And what do we have coming in for our general collective? Okay. Great. Underneath the deck, the 5 of Cups. So this is my Don't Go Crying Over Spilled Milk card. And for Mother's Day reading, I feel that that's important. Can't change the past, basically, is what the meaning of that card is, right? You can't change the past. With the 5 of Cups, it's the energy of, looking back on the past. And just like we were talking about, there could be cycles, things, experiences, situations that you feel like, you've been through already and you don't want to repeat them anymore. But with the 5 of Cups, it's the energy of like you're dwelling on it, and it's that fear, and you don't want to have that fear anymore. It's like the song, wherever I put that. It's like that song, Paranoia. It's you don't want to be paranoid, right? It's the opposite of paranoia. So instead of being paranoid, what you do is you turn around and you look at the 2 cups that are still standing upright, because those are what you have to focus on, not the past that's empty and spilled over. You have this that you still have to look forward to. Paranoia, like instead of being paranoid. And right behind that, by the way, is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. That's what you're striving for. And you have this fear of heartbreak because you've been so used to it in the past. But right behind that is the Ace of Staffs with the with the Fool, which is a new beginning, passionate new beginning, to be specific. So it's just getting past those fears, right? And I feel like, especially for many of us mothers that are out there, it's getting past the fears of our traumas and the how we've been hurt in the past, how our children have been hurt, wanting to safeguard and protect them as well. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so we start out, I love this energy, especially for a Mother's Day reading. We start out with the Empress, which is Libra, Taurus energy, as well as the 8 of Pentacles. And that talks about mastery. Somebody is very good at what they do. This could be a mom who's on top of her game. And let's be honest, not like you could be the best mom in the world. You can have your shit together, but you don't have all your shit together. Okay. Let's just be real, right? But This is somebody who's on lock, right? She has her ducks in a row, okay? And very good at what she does. Now, this doesn't have to mean, and this doesn't even have to apply to a mother, right? It's just Mother's Day reading. But this is somebody who is a master at what they do. They're very good at work. They're very good at making pentacles. They're very good at helping other people make pentacles, make money around them. The Empress, she's the queen of all queens. She has a little bit of all the elements within her. She's very grounded. She's very beautiful, very elegant, also really down to earth, too. Everybody likes her, right? So, but what's interesting about this is then we've got the Page of Staffs and the World card, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me, first off, whenever anything's in reverse, a lot of times for me, this is more of an internal feeling, right? And just like the song and what we were talking about, and what a lot of my Mother's Day readings have been about, is this fear, this inner anxiety, this paranoia of having to repeat past cycles. And so, the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over again, right? So somebody is like really worried about having to do something over again. And it could have to do with work because we are talking about pentacles, making money of some sort, starting over. But you're in this Empress energy. And so actually it's like once you get past this fear, which is the devil energy, right? Once you get past this fear, that's when everything changes for you. Okay, so what you need to know, we have the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, so water energy. This is very emotional, how you feel, but also this is a card of fast moving action. It can even mean travel. So you could be traveling from point A to point B. Many times it's with a car because that's what the Chariot talks about. Some of you, I mean, you could be like traveling further than that, but this also talks about something happening very fast and it could be emotional, right? Now, then we have the devil. This, don't let the devil scare you, right? The devil actually talks about toxicity and obsession. It can mean, any kind of negative thoughts, negative feelings about yourself, about others. And just like we're talking about, past cycles as well, that fear, that anxiety that it's not going to go your way. And it's the fear and anxiety that a situation isn't going to work out in your favor. As a mother, it's the fear and anxiety that you're not going to have enough money, that you're, not going to get that job or that promotion that you were going for, that you're not going to be able to provide for your kids' sports, or, those types of things that just, it ends up just cluttering your mind and, creating stagnation for where you could be using your energy in a lot more creative ways, right? But that's where this energy is coming from. Now, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, but I feel for most of you, we're talking about the fear, right? And then we have the Two of Staffs. So all in all, I really love this because the Two of Staffs is all about reflecting on your past, reflecting on the lessons that you've learned, right? The wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained from these experiences, and then courageously using those lessons to be able to move forward. Okay. And it's getting over this fear very quickly, getting over this fear with the Two of Staffs energy. Okay. So then what you don't see coming, what we have coming in the future is beautiful energy. Okay. Um, my date of birth. Oh, that's wonderful. Will this year I get a railway job? Well, I mean, we are talking about the Chariot here, and that is transportation, that is travel. Um, oh, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Michael. Or I'm sorry, Michelle. I can't see right now. Michelle, I appreciate you. Okay, so what we have coming in, we start out with the Page of Swords. Now, this is spy energy. Okay, somebody's watching you, or somebody, I have, it's a collective reading, so cross watchers or whatever, but somebody's watching you, or you're watching someone. Now, swords are all about communication. It can be text messages, it can be online, it can be social media, it could be, um, just any kind of face to face, whatever. And I don't get like as I started to say that, I hesitated. I'm not initially getting stalker energy. I don't think it's anything super dangerous, but I do feel like for many of you, like you're in this Empress energy first off, okay? For the ones I'm speaking to. So you have a lot of people watching you. They're watching your every move. They're some of them are waiting for you to mess up. Others are just like watching in awe, okay? Because you're killing it. You're doing a great job. You're facing the devil, like facing your fears, you know, and moving courageously forward. And that has people watching you. Um, and let them, because then we have the justice card. Justice is Libra energy. So there could be Libra watching you because that is air sign energy. But actually, this is more about, this is somebody's justice. Like, let them watch, let them look, you know. Um, maybe this was like, people were underestimating you in the past because you were always going through these negative, toxic cycles, and it seemed like you could never get, out of some kind of hole or out of some kind of pitfall, right? But you're now coming into this period of justice. And one person's justice is another person's karma. I say it all the time. So, and then we've got the Hierophant. You're powering up. This talks about, it is a card of religion, but it's also a card of spirituality. It's a card of rising. This could be a CEO. This could be the leader of some type of a company. This could be the head of a church. It could be just like a ruler, a leader, somebody that has the power, the influence to change your life, for the better. It most times readers look at this card as more of a traditional religious type of energy versus like say the high priestess where it's more spiritual, right? She's like the tarot card reader. This is more like the priest, right? So it's more of like a traditional type of, it could be like a job, an entity, a corporation, a business, some type of a clergyman or some type of a professional relationship where it's like more standard with a contract and a 401k or something like that, right? But this is your justice. This is somebody's justice. And it's like it could be somebody's karma, and those could be the people that are watching you, or it could be this Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, by the way, that could be watching you. And that will be somebody's justice. I really love that. And this is as long as you keep the faith. 444. So let's get some more on this. What else do we have for our general collective for the about said full moon? We have our full moon starting tomorrow. For our Mother's Day reading, please. Top and bottom. Above us. Okay, so underneath the deck, we have be true to yourself. This is lead with authenticity. Don't put on a mask or pretend to be fake or pretend to be anything or anyone else other than who you are, right? Be true to yourself, because being anything other than who you are is not being true to yourself. Okay. It's speaking up. It's making sure that you exercise your throat chakra. It's making sure that you don't, get the self-care that you need, mamas, right? You can't run your little army of children or a child, right? Run a household, take care of things if you're not taking care of yourself first. Be true to yourself first and foremost, always. Okay. And I just heard F what them haters think. So some of you could have some haters. Some of you could I see this meme all the time. It's like, people will always talk behind your back, but when you walk into a room, it gets awfully quiet. So it's like, that people talk about you. That there's, some of you even know what they're saying because it gets back to you, right? But do you say anything? No, you don't need to. Just let them look, let them watch. The proof is in the pudding, right? And in witchcraft, especially, they always say, Don't announce anything. Just do it and then announce it. Then show the proof of what you already did. Top of the deck. Live life to the fullest. When you're being true to yourself, collective, you're going to be able to live your life to the fullest because you give 0 Fs what anybody thinks. And that is the most liberating feeling of freedom ever, is when you can live your life not giving a flying F about what anybody thinks, right? And so I feel like for most of you, like this leap forward that you're taking is something where you're going to be your authentic self, right? It's something where it's going to allow you to live life to the fullest. I feel like for many of you, this is going to be justice for what people were talking about, um, talking about you, saying that, oh, that person's not that, or that person can't do that. And now here you're going to be that person doing you and living your life to the fullest. And that's what's got people watching and talking. But it's all because you kept the faith. You just have that magnetic attraction. It's like a natural beauty. You don't even have to be like the stereotypical beauty queen, right? It's that inner glow. It's that self-love that just, I feel it. Like I just feel it from you. My skin is tingling right now. You have that natural beauty and you're on the right path. Because mamas, especially the mamas, you guys are wise and oh so resilient. Mothers are resilient. We carry the world on our backs. And we're ready for change. For many of us, there's a masculine coming in that we're going to be required to trust. I know, ladies, Spirit is saying there's a masculine coming in. Okay, we see it right here that we're going to have to trust. Just hear me out, okay? Because it brings us into fruition. Now, this card right here is the time of, I want to say September, October. So any seeds that are planted now, any big changes that take place that are created and begin to blossom, it's going to come into fruition around the time of the harvest moon. And I do want to say that is September, October. I'm pretty sure. But I love that. I love that energy. Super love that energy. You are attracting so many good things right now. General Collective, you're about to live your life to the fullest. Just please be true to yourself. Okay, now we are pulling out the Goddess Spirit Oracle deck for my ladies, my mamas, my divine goddesses, my divine feminine. And for my men, all the men have divine feminine, have feminine energies within them. It's all about balance now. Whether you're tapped into it, whether it's balanced out, that's a whole nother story, but that's why you're here, right? Happy, hey, Jayway. Thank you. All right, guys, if any of this resonates, make sure that you drop a comment, like, please share, subscribe. Okay, so underneath the deck, we have got number 14. So there's another 4, but 1 plus 4 actually equals 5. And 5 is all about change of direction. Now, this is the 14th. So I feel like, the full moon is on the 12th, but by the 14th, something big is going to happen. A big change could take place. That's the energy of this full moon that's coming up as well. But the card is called Kuan Yin, and it's all about love, compassion, and unity. So if you remember at the very, very beginning of this reading, underneath the deck was the 2 of Cups, and we're talking about unity. As I say this, the picture behind the camera is now the Japanese flower blossoms, and she has those same flowers in her hair right there. So that's springtime. The Japanese flower blossoms, I believe, are blooming or right now. pretty sure. But we're talking about love, compassion, unity. You could be experiencing a feeling of love, compassion, and or unity with another person. But if it's not with another person, this is like love and compassion within yourself. I was saying it earlier, self-love. And that's just, I feel this emotional shift, for many of us moving forward. And then top of the deck, we've got number 33, Sigyn. So Sigyn. Now she's holding the snake like a serpent, but the card is all about loyalty, support, and devotion. Now, for many of us, if we are sitting here talking about a partnership, right? Unity, someone with love and compassion, combine that with loyalty, support, and devotion. And that's like a full-on romance or a full-on, partnership, relationship of some sort. It does not have to be romantic. Okay. For many of you guys, this could be work, but for some of you, it could be both. I'm going to be honest because we have multiple cards out here. So, so number 33, somebody could be 33 years old. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And sixes are all about balance. Okay. They're about victory, and they're about victory. They're about moving from like dark, stormy waters to calm, neutral waters. It's about being able to communicate more clearly, more efficiently, more effectively. This also could be communication with somebody from your past, somebody that you've known since childhood, somebody that you're loyal, that you support, that you're devoted to, that you want to see succeed, right? And you could have known them since childhood, or this could be somebody that also, maybe you haven't known them that long, but it's somebody that brings out that inner child within you. Now we're talking about children and that kind of thing too. This could be like, it's a Mother's Day reading. So this could be, like the love, compassion, loyalty, and support and devotion of a mother, right? So we could be talking about that as well. Oh, well, clarification from Boba. He said, hi, Mom. So, and now he's staring at the door, and it's a weird time at night, and, he's just trying to freak me out. Go figure. Okay, let's keep these together, please. What else do we have for our collective? Oh, you guys like the kitty? I have our other cat. He's around here. He's passed out. He's our baby. Do your cats, for those of you who have cats, do your cats like stare at walls and shadows, especially at the wee hours of the night, freak you out all the time? They also like to play parkour at like 3 a.m. So it's fun. Okay, what do we have for our general collective? Mother's Day. Last but not least. All right. So underneath the deck, we have Psyche. I am going to read this message to close us out because I really love the descriptions that they have in this book, and I just can't memorize it all. But what was I talking about in the very beginning of this reading? It's like the song, again, which was called Pronoia. So the opposite of paranoia is pronoia, and that's all in your psyche, all in your head. It's getting yourself out of some kind of a mental funk that keeps you in a toxic cycle, that keeps you in this devil energy, right? But now this is you reflecting on your past and getting yourself out of your head, so to speak, so that you can move forward and shift that energy, change the cycle, not repeat itself anymore. 1212 on the clock. You want to look up angel number 12, 12, 12, and there could be messages for you right now. Also, number 37, if you add 3 plus 7, it equals 10. 10s are endings, but they're also the beginning of a brand new cycle. Okay, so you're ending something. You're ending that paranoia. You're ending that mind funk, and you're using your psyche, getting out of your head in order to move forward. We're going to clarify when we read this. Top of the deck, we've got Creatrix, number 18. So the 18th could also be significant. And you are the creator of your own manifestations. You're the creator of your own world and of your own future. And it's all about your psyche. It's how healthy you keep your mental game, right? And it's bringing in that victory, and that victory is coming. As long as you're true to yourself, that's what I see. So underneath the deck, number 37, Psyche, you're going to find the exact help that you need at the exact times that you need it. You have the ability to attraction, remember? You have the ability to attract resources and even to create something out of apparently nothing. Okay, can't make this up. Very next card is creatrix, to create something. So we're still on Psyche. Don't put your focus or your faith, you guys, faith. Don't put your focus or your faith in the material world and its seemingly endless obstacles and difficulties. Direct your attention and your trust, faith, towards our all-powerful and unconditionally loving universe, which is your friend and teacher. Also kind of like the Hierophant energy, right? When you do this, you empower the universe to help you, and it really wants to in the most amazing ways. Allow the magic of the universe to work for you. Okay, so now let's look up creatrix. So also somebody could be 18 years old, but also something significant could be happening around the time of the 18th as well. So in a reading, your soul is a divine creative fire. She wants to break free from what has been and give life to something new. You may experience this as feelings of restlessness, of being confined, or as a craving for something more that you cannot quite articulate. Your soul doesn't want you to push that new life away. She wants you to embrace it. When you let go your inhibitions, and freely express yourself, stagnant situations will be cleared out by the powerful release of your energy, which creates openness. Let your inner artist out to play in whatever way feels fun, raw, and honest for you. It's time for you to experience something new. You guys, each one of these cards like talks about its own topic, but I'm not even kidding you. Like those two cards combined is talking about exactly everything that we covered in the tarot reading, which is amazing, right? So you have the need and the ability for creative self-expression, whether it's your look, your room, your art, your altar, your journal, or your life. You need to be free to let the inspiration within find a way to take shape in the world. Some ideas will come together beautifully straight away, and some will need to be revised or released completely until you feel satisfied by the expression. Your creativity is more powerful and healing when it is true, when you are being true to yourself, right? It is not about someone else getting it or reaching some imaginary standard of perfection or making $1 million. The universe has a beautiful plan for your life. When we honestly and creatively express ourselves, we are playing with the universe and helping that beautiful plan to unfold. Some people won't understand the creative process, okay? The importance of working from inner timing rather than the external deadlines, or learning to be comfortable in the mess of possibilities before the inspired idea reveals itself to you. They may question your sanity, just like that song talking about, questioning sanity, or tell you that you aren't living in the real world. And then you tell them this: you're going to live your life to the fullest, baby, right? You know that the world created from our hearts is more valuable, beautiful, and real than any world created from fear, which is exactly what we talked about in the beginning of this reading. Creativity is such a gift. It is worth the price of being different and not always being understood. You are an inspiration. Don't hide your creative fire away. Let it burn bright and light up that world. Love this energy. Love this energy. It doesn't matter if you're female, male, whatever. I feel like I'm talking to creators. I feel like I could be talking to tarot readers like myself. I could be talking to just anybody that's, has a passion for their own kind of art. It could be making jewelry. It could be painting. It could be acting. It could be stand-up comedy. It could be whatever. Just be true to yourself, please, and have faith that you're not repeating anymore, the cycles of the past. That's over. It's in the past. It's that 3 of Cups. You're done looking at that. Now you're looking at the 2 of Cups that's still ahead of you. Okay. Here's a sacred ritual for you to work on in order to help bring this energy forward. Do at least 3 things today that you normally wouldn't do. That could be like walking backwards for a few moments, mixing up your routine, or trying a new exercise or way of sitting. It could be approaching your art or your work in a way that feels more expressive of your soul. Enjoy the liberation of breaking out of patterns, for you are taking a step towards the creative emergence of something new. You guys, I can't. I love this message. I love it for myself. I love it for all of you. I love it for all the mamas out there, especially all the empresses. Okay. But what I see is, I'm hearing Stella got her groove back. So some of you could be in that energy, like, got your groove back. Like somebody is getting their justice, right? Somebody's moving forward. Somebody is, it could be a content creator, just somebody very creative. You're attracting the energy. You're attracting the opportunities, the situations, the new job, the new love, as long as you are being true to yourself, your true, authentic self. Okay. That is going to allow you to live life to the fullest. You just got to get out of your head, get out of your psyche, and start creating. Right. I love it. That's where I'm going to leave this at. Okay. If this brought you clarity, insight, or answers, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Please smash that subscribe button. Check out all of the videos for all of the other signs. Also, check out your sun, moon, rising, Mars, and Venus readings for additional messages. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I have all of that information in the description below this video. Just reach out to me. Also, you can email me too, and we'll set it all up. So if this is where I leave you, I really enjoyed reading for you. I love this energy. I love sharing it with you. As you know, it's together we grow. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and week, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace.